This is our second class of bred and owned market goats. They range in weight from 71 to 86 pounds. Our first exhibitor is Elizabeth Paolini of Gilroy FFA. The second exhibitor is Elizabeth Paolini of Gilroy FFA. The third exhibitor is Chloe Diaz of Adams 4-H. The fourth exhibitor is Carson Riley Gilroy of San Martin 4-H. And our fifth exhibitor is Sienna Stutzman of Morgan Hill FFA.
In the bred and owned division, really exceptional group of wethers in this particular class. The first class for me, the wether that starts, he starts very handily. We talked about him during the overall show. He's one that you really like from that side profile. You can tell he's got some look and some balance, really wide and thick down his top in comparison to the individuals beneath him. Yes, to make him ideal, could be just a notch bigger and bolder in his lower leg. But as I compare him to the goat that's in second, he definitely has a lot more width and thickness right down his top. Maybe not quite as much in his lower leg than the goat in second, which I do appreciate that. The goat in second, I like his length of body. I like his height and his length in terms of his front end. For me, he just gets a little piecey down his top. He gets a little weak right behind his shoulder. He's one that's extra long-bodied. He's extra long, and that tends to be a problem sometimes in livestock where they get a little bit weaker right behind their shoulder. He is a little bit more tubular in his rib shape, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but he just needs to have just a notch more depth overall to his side, but certainly falls into second place quite handily. In third place, the young lady's wether that comes next, one that you like for being productive in his build. He's deep-bodied and deep-sided, just needs more width and power in his lower hip to be competitive with the two wethers that are ahead of him. As you get into the fourth place wether, another one very similar in his kind. He has some size, he has some length, just doesn't have as much muscularity as you look at him through his lower hip. You appreciate he's got some bone work to him, and like I said, he's got some length of body to him, but he's one that just needs to be a lot more massive in his build to be more competitive with the three ahead of him. The goat that rounds out the class, very useful in his kind. He's got some body, he's got some depth to his side, just nowhere near enough muscle. He needs to be wider down his top. He needs to be squarer, a lot stronger right behind his shoulder. He tends to get a little bit more pinched in his heart and in his forerib as I compare him to those that are ahead of him. But definitely a nice class in this particular division.